Hello and good morning, Gary Champion, Psychic Medium, once again, this time with a strange video. Like mine aren't all strange. This one's a little stranger. And it just occurred to me because my wife's sitting over there in her office working, and I'm over here working. And I can hear her headphones. That's why I looked over there. And the other day I was watching something there. Someone was talking about flying cars. Okay, you're going to have to give me a lot of leeway on this one. Um, Flying cars. Flying cars of the future. That's been around since, the turn of the century or before that. Maybe, I don't know, Flash Gordon or something. 40s, 50s, certainly. Anyway, and I started thinking, they're killing each other out here now. They run this stop sign right here all day long. Like what? You can't see a big red sign that says stop? You're going to give people flying cars? GM and Ford and whoever's going to manufacture, they're going to be crashing into each other. The danger to us is huge. Why would you give anybody a flying car? The skills necessary to fly one, get where you're going, come back, or in the astronaut area. Anyway, I'm chuckling about this. There's a lot of things on the internet that are chuckle worthy. And my guys say they're showing me an interesting future thing. I'm going to give it to you. I don't know what it means, but um, safety is what it means. That there will be flying cars in the future. They'll be easy, and they're saying easy to maintain. I don't know why. Easy to maintain, but your car will have a designated ion stream. I don't know what an ion stream is. I tell you the truth, I don't know what an ion is. But if you want to go to the grocery store, you start up your hover car or flying car or whatever, and you lock onto your signal, which your ion signal, and you find the grocery store address, which is probably kept in your favorites, your flying car favorites, and you hit the button, and it follows your ion stream there and back, which means, and it's regulated by the FAA or some organization, some government thing, that two cars cannot be on the same ion stream. Just one. You just have your own designated ion stream. And you press the button, you arrive 2 minutes, the grocery store as a crow flies, is certainly less than a mile from here. You land in the parking lot in your place that they've designated. You can't just land any place. They'll give you a designated landing spot, and it just comes right down and lands. You get out and get your groceries, chuck them in the back like regular, start up your flying car. This is crazy, isn't it? It sounds crazy to me, and I'm saying it. And I'm actually seeing it in my head. The car takes off like this, avoids all other cars because they cannot cross your ion stream. It's not going to happen that way. You have your designated ion stream, and as a crow flies, or maybe not as a crow flies, maybe it goes this way and takes a right and then a left and then a right, and you end up back home. It's not just as the crow flies, that'd be disastrous. But in some sort of pattern, much like airplanes. No two airplanes can be on the same glide path because they have those guys in the towers who are FAA guys that are paid to make sure that no two planes are landing at the same time on the same landing strip. They're always in constant contact. Okay, go down 2,000 feet and coming in at so many miles an hour, whatever. Regulated. Airplanes just can't come in from Albuquerque and land wherever they want to. There's rules, so there'll be rules about this too. Frightening, isn't it? You keep your hover car on the top of your house because it wouldn't. It can be hard to hover that thing into a parking place. Anyway, be a whole new set of rules. I'm sure they'll burn on something that won't pollute the air, because that'd be horrible. We have that problem now. Too many jets taking off and the fuel expended and the pollution's huge, and they'll have to figure some way to. But there will be individually owned flying cars. Not in my lifetime, but at some point. And someone will have to be a designated driver. I don't know what that's about, but not just anybody. But they're telling me the stream of stuff as I'm telling you that not anybody can sit in one of these and start it. It'll be thumbprint or something similar to that. Not just any, because it'd be stealing these things and flying them to South America and trading them for goats. But it'll be carefully monitored. And in the beginning, of course, only rich people will have them. They'll have their own airport thing way out here. And that's so strange, so strange. That, anyway, future is very interesting. I don't know why that occurred to me, but I was watching this thing about flying cars, and all of a sudden they give me this long spiel, and then I start doing this video, and they keep adding stuff onto it. You're going to land them on your house. That'll have to be reinforced. That's more cost for your house there. If you have one, the price of your house goes up. If you don't, you'll have to build one. Because these streets will be plowed up and they'll be putting condos there. Oh, great. The lawn guys have showed up to run their mowers and blowers for 8 hours straight, which you probably won't be able to hear. Anyway, I thought you might be interested in a little tidbit of the future. I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about the future. Oh, that's interesting. Ownership of guns will be limited. I don't know, they're going to have to do an amendment to the Constitution. Apparently, so many people are injured, killed. We're not to that point yet, but. And they'll have a trigger grip. I think they already have those where it's only you can pull the trigger on. You have to be licensed to carry one. We're going back to licensing again instead of just everybody with a few $100s could buy a gun and walk around with it. Anyway, there's hope for all. There's hope for all the crazy people that want to fly cars. There's hope for all the people who think there's too many guns. War will kind of be internationally outlawed. Oh no, they're showing the crazy stuff now. Like that wasn't crazy enough. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm getting. You know the movie called The Day the Earth Stood Still? A long time ago. Perhaps you should watch that one. Spaceship lands in D.C. Robot comes out. There's Michael Rennie, who's an actor. He's playing a space alien, and he says that war will be outlawed. You can't just kill whoever you want, and those planets who can't regulate their own warfare just be eliminated. Interesting. Remember that? I don't know if you remember that movie. There's some sort of organization in space way in the future will be some. You can't belong to a certain organization unless you've outlawed war. I think that's where the gun thing comes from. I think it's so far in the future. But yes, there are aliens on other planets. There, I said it. They're just not here close. So way in the future, organizations will curtail everything in order to survive. We now have the capacity to kill everybody on the planet without any trouble at all. We have more nuclear bombs, and once they go off and it gets in the atmosphere, everybody's dead anyway. But it doesn't have to exceed a huge number of them. It's probably when they stopped testing them in the 50s and 60s. They were blowing them up out in the desert to just see if they could, and then the fallout was so terrible. I suspect when they stopped doing it. I remember one winter in Texas, we didn't get snow very much, and we got snow. And people would run out and make snow ice cream. there's the beep from the thing. They would you'd go out and put snow in a bowl, and you put a little vanilla on there, a little sugar, and it was called snow ice cream. And one year they said it was on the radio and television, do not make snow ice cream because it's full of fallout from the bombs they're shooting off out in New Mexico or wherever it was, and it's dangerous. Could shorten your life. Isn't that interesting? No one remembers that. I was there. That's how old I am. Don't eat the yellow snow. They added one to it. Don't eat the nuclear fallout snow, which is all the snow. Isn't that interesting that we were shooting these bombs off, actually poisoning ourselves without really knowing it. Who knows how many lives we cut short because they ate the snow. Future's a terrific place with a lot of opportunities where you'll be able to work on other planets. I know this is getting far afield. I don't do videos like this when I'm doing this, and for you. And my caveat is it's in the future, so don't get scared about it. But we will go to other planets. We will explore them. People will breed there and live there. And the atmospheres of these planets will be different. It won't be like it is here. It'll be less or more oxygen, or more of this, more of that. And you'll adapt to it. Your lungs will be huge. If there's less oxygen in order to get enough in to breathe and live, your oxygens will be large. So physically, you'll evolve into something else on that planet. You try and come back home to here to visit your great-grandfather, whatever, you won't be able to. You'll have to wear a special suit with the oxygen of the planet you now evolved on to come back and visit. A bubble. Didn't think of that one, did you? If you evolve on another planet and the atmosphere is different, or it's a shake and bake planet where they introduce oxygen through manufacturing. You manufacture an atmosphere on a planet. It takes a long time, but you can do it. But the atmosphere won't be the same. It'll have other things in it. You won't be able to get on the weekend hovercraft or your flying car and come back home and visit your aunt and have some cookies and whatever. You won't be able to do that because simply your body will have evolved to the stage that it can't live on planet Earth. Maybe you live on a planet that doesn't have much gravity, so you don't need all the muscles to walk around. You need very few. So coming back here, you just flatten into the ground. It would be, you wouldn't have enough muscles to walk anywhere. Have I exceeded my crazy time? What do you think, honey? Have I exceeded my crazy time?
Yes.
She's not listening, but she says
I'm listening to my.
she has a job today. She's making money. Okay, so from Bunny and Peanut, who's in the window sunning himself, and me, the future is crazy, but it evolves slowly, so you don't notice it. And these people who immigrate to other lands and other planets who live there, the evolution will be so slow, we're talking centuries. But eventually, each planet will have their own separate species that evolve from humans that won't look the same, won't have the same bodies, or the blood will be different. It won't be green, but it'll be different in its function. Organs will be different. So very strange, very strange. But that's the stuff I'm seeing. Reminds me back when I first read my first Dick Tracy comic strip back in the 50s, I guess, early 50s, somewhere in the 50s. And he had his Dick Tracy hat on and everything, and he spoke into his watch. You know, it was a communication device. You know, I'm here at so-and-so's place, and I'll be there. This is Dick Tracy. And we thought, oh, that's fantastic. You can talk into your watch, and people can hear it, and it'll be great. We're there already. So it took talking into your watch as a child was science fiction. It wasn't real. Now it's real. So planes you follow an iron path to the grocery store and back. bodies that will evolve over a period of time on other planets that will not resemble anything you know today, that will not be able to come back, immigrate back. So remember, 400 years from now, when you decide to go to the planet Oolong and start over again, and your children's children have evolved into something you don't recognize, you can't take them back home. Okay, that's enough. They just keep going. But anyway, I wasn't gonna I wasn't gonna do all this stuff this morning. But it just my wife says that you're done. I don't know. I see it's like there's something else. You know how that is? You feel like there's something else, but yet it's not there yet. And in the future, no one will remember who most of the people who are important today. So if you think you're important and you're building a building or a bridge or something, your legacy's nothing. I had a name in mind. Someone gave me a name, but if I said that, I'd be in trouble. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.